All right, so these are the 7 rules to survive in the town from the TV show From. I hate it so much. Why'd they name it this? It doesn't relate to anything going on. Anyway, what's going on, y'all? This is Best Blurred, and I recently got put onto a fantastic show called From. Now, this show is great. This show is great. I binge watched 2 seasons of this show in 2 days. I shit you not. 2 days, I was so locked in. But as locked in as I was, I swear I was screaming my lungs out during every episode. Now, this is a horror show. It's a suspense show. It's a mystery show. But I wasn't screaming about any of that. I was screaming at these stupid ass people that need their head kicked in. I swear, I was doing Spartan kicks at the computer screen like I was working out doing Taebo, all right? It's infuriating. It's infuriating to see people make stupid mistakes. Like everyone who watches horror, I think I can do better. So I'm gonna give you my 7 steps to survive the show From. Step number 1, when you arrive, keep a low fucking profile. Be kind and be courteous. Try to make friends, right? Try to figure out what people want and do people favors so that they start to like you. Once you got that going, you want to start asking them questions, right? Like, where are you from? What sort of person are you? What were you doing before you got here? What has your experience been since you've been here? Do you have any theories? What do you tell me about the other people here? Have you ever seen the monsters? Like, what was that experience like? What did they do? Where were they? Which night was this? Start to gather information, right? You know nothing about this location. Nothing makes sense. You need to learn from other people's lessons. Okay. Step number 2, you need to become a central figure or a figure of authority, right? So Boyd, the sheriff, did this very well. Donna, the person that runs the community house, she did this very well. The priest, I forget what his name is, he did this very well, right? People come and talk to a priest. The bartender, people come into the bar, you're not even charging them money, you're just giving them alcohol. He did that very well, right? This builds upon what you've been doing already, being someone that people want to feel comfortable coming and talking to and having a relationship where they tell you things, but now you're in a central figure where on a regular basis, they're coming over and talking to you. Step number 3, now that you have become someone of stature in the community, I highly recommend starting a research group or a think tank, right? You want to find the smart people. You want to find the creative people. You want to find the people who have theories, even if they're stupid conspiracy theories, like add them to the research group. We need all ideas on deck because this place is a paradox. It doesn't make any sense, right? You need people who are going to be able to think creatively and structurally. You need the people who are going to say, hey, we need to test all these theories, and you need people who say, here's a theory that you would have never thought of because it's absolutely fucking crazy, but we're in a crazy place. So like, there is no filtering out for intelligence here. You just need people who are going to be willing to think deeply and consistently think about these problems and not give up. You need your research group. You need that. That's one of the main flaws that they never had in this TV show. Nobody's communicating, nobody's talking, everyone's just doing their own thing. Half the people have already given up and are no longer trying to get away. They're just trying to stay here and be as safe as they can. They're just gonna get picked off one by one. Step number 4, secretly, very discreetly, in the background, you want to create another group. These are groups of, this is a group of desperate people. These are the people who have to get home. These are the people who won't give up, who will do anything to get the fuck out of here. You're gonna need them later on. All right, as you guys know, in the show From, the numbers 4 and 7 have some sort of significance that we haven't really figured out yet. So those are 4 prep instructions. The next 3, leading to 7, are going to be the plan itself. So number 5, and some people aren't going to like this, but the fact of the matter is you're going to need to take control. Now, ideally, you want to do this in as non-violent a way as you can. Like Negan said, people are a resource. The last thing you need is a bunch of cliques, a bunch of groups fighting each other. You lose half the damn population to the people, the monsters come, wipe everyone out, right? You need to figure out where all the guns are. You need to find a time when everyone's in the same place. You need to surround them. You remember you got your allies. Okay, well, if this intelligent person is on their side, then maybe we want to stick with this guy. And this crazy person, this strong person is also on his side. Maybe we don't want to fuck with him. You need both of those wheels spinning in order to maintain control, right? Okay. So you get everyone together, or you wait for a time when everyone is together. You make sure you have somebody sneak around and grab all the weapons, grab all the traps, things like that, so that people can't hatch a plan to get rid of you quickly. And you basically tell them what the situation is going to be moving forward. Now, number 6 is that we're going to recreate the advantages that we would have had in the real world. So we need people who have specialized skills, and we need them to be put to work. If you know how to sew, you need to be sewing shit. If you know how to build, you need to be building shit. We need tools. We need like binoculars. If possible, I want to strip down a car and make a motor scooter, right? We need ranged weapons, not close melee weapons. We need swords and long scabbards and spears and shit like that, right? We need protection. We need shields. We need, we obviously can't get like a Kevlar vest, but we need something to give us a couple extra seconds to get away when these monsters show up. We need medicine. They do have some medicine in the show, but like that's just luck of the draw. But you need somebody who knows about plant life and herbal medicine. Anyone who does not have a specialized skill and anyone who is physically able to do so is now joining the research team as like a level below, like tier 2 research team, right? I'm gonna make it very clear when I take over. We are not trying to survive here. We're trying to get the fuck out of here. We try to survive here, they're permanent. We're trapped in this place and the world is against us. We need to get out of here. Now, the move from trying to survive to trying to get out is not gonna be popular. It's not gonna be popular, all right? Which is why we need all hands on deck because we need to make a lot of progress really quickly. Which brings me to rule number 7. And rule number 7 is why we couldn't have done this peacefully. Rule number 7 is why I need to rule with an iron fist. Rule number 7 is that we do anything to learn more about this place, right? We need to learn more about the town. We need to learn more about this road that never ends. We need to learn more about the forest. We need to learn more about the monsters, right? This is gonna be dangerous. People are not going to want to do it. This is why you need the guns. This is why you need the crazy people. And you need the intelligent people to make sure that people are as safe as possible. But even still, people are gonna wanna sit at home and just cry about things, right? So, A, every morning we forage through the forest. Now in the show, Boyd went out into the forest for like 2 weeks, I think. He was the only one who went out into the forest, and he was able to find the talismans, which protected everybody for 3 months, and he was able to find animals. He found goats and chickens, and that significantly increased the quality of life that people had there. What could we have done if we had 50 people going out into the forest all at once, coming back at about 3, 4 o'clock, meeting in town square, everybody tells what they learned, and we start drawing a map of the perimeter of the town? What could we have found, right? We're gonna need to do that. People are not gonna wanna do that, but we're gonna need to do that. Every day we're gonna do that. Every day we're gonna grow the perimeter around the town, and we're gonna learn more about this forest. Part 2, this town is very weird. What is the name of the town? Who were the first people that came into the town? How is there electricity and running water in this town? There's a whole lot of questions, and I want to know what those answers are. So we're going to be going through all of the old records, all of the old belongings. We're going to be trying to investigate and figure out as much as we can about this town. Maybe it was cursed. Who knows? But the more that we know, the more that we can do. Number 3 is the road. How does it work, right? We know that if we travel in this direction, we come back in this direction. And if we travel in this direction, we come back in this direction. But what happens if you have 2 people traveling simultaneously outwards? What happens if you have all 50 people in the town are as far as you can go without losing eyesight of the next person, and we all just walk out into the road? Will the last person be able to see the first person, or is there sort of like a split somewhere where it stops, where things get weird and wonky? If that's the case, we need to chalk outline that area because something's going on. Like, you need to know these things. We can't just assume that it's infinite and there's no way out. We have to investigate. We have to, poke the bear a little bit and figure out more information about this place. And the road is probably the most interesting and immediately curious thing that we can investigate. Number 4 is we need to find out more information about these monsters. Are they really immortal? Why do they only walk? Where did they come from? What do they want? Why are they always smiling? They seem to be able to talk. They seem to know what our names is. They may have some level of telepathy. What's going on with them? Are they really immortal? We've only tried shooting them, but if I slice off their arm, are they able to connect it back? If I smush them with a rock, what's the situation? Because if they can't regrow limbs, what's stopping us from just mass producing a bunch of spears and just chopping off all of their legs? Also, we know that they can walk. We know that they can go up to the window on the second level, but I imagine that's a slow process, right? So here's my question. If someone is standing by the window on the first floor and they're taunting the monsters and the monsters are standing there smiling trying to get in, and then someone on the second floor opens the window and throws boiling hot water onto the monsters, what happens? What if it's freezing cold water, right? What if we create some sort of acid, right? What if we, I don't know, we could try out 1,000 different things. Can they hear, can they see, can they smell, right? Like, what are their advantages and disadvantages? We're gonna need to know that. And then from there, we just repeat the process, right? We now have a little bit of a perimeter, of a map around the area. We expand that perimeter. We now know a little bit more about the road. We continue digging to that. We're getting the fuck from here, I'll tell you that.